All right, Shalom, Mr. Brother Barzal from GMS Atlanta. I want to start out by giving all praises to Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and the Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. And this is just a RFID update. I got a quick article on the blacklistednews.com, and it says Japanese banks are planning to launch J-Coin, a digital currency meant to kill off cash. It says Japan's banks or central banks is backing a scheme that could see the cash-dependent country move towards a digital currency built on blockchain technology. The J-Coin, as it's to be called, is under development by a group of Japanese banks with the blessing of financial regulators, according to the Financial Times paywall. It's meant to launch in time for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics as a way to streamline the country's financial system. At the moment, some 70% of all financial transactions in Japan use cash, a far higher amount than occurs in most developed countries, where cash has been on the decline for some time now. Yep, and that's true. You know, and it's coming at a time where countries that mainly use cash are basically seen as not being updated onto the modernized technology, which is digital currency, digital transactions, you know, basically transactions, online and different things and such. Because nowadays, handing out them greenbacks, paper currency, that's kind of, it's ancient, so to speak, in certain places. It's not looked at as classy, so to speak, with some, and that's all going towards closer and closer towards the mark of the beast, which Japan is getting hip to. You already have these European countries, hip to it. America, various other countries that's, banking conglomerates, with the elites. They're all basically gearing towards that financial system and exiting out the tangible cash currency. So I'm gonna keep going. It says relying so heavily on hard currency exacts costs in the form of transaction and handling fees, as well as the expenses associated with moving all those notes and coins around. Cash transactions are also easier to hide from regulators, and India, for example, cited shutting down the black markets as one reason it decided to push aggressively towards digital money. Digital money. So that's an example of another country. You see Japan, India, over there in Americas, Britain, so on and so forth. It's a lot of countries, that's being hip to this technology. It says the idea for J coins is that it would sit alongside the Japanese yen, exchanged at a 1-to-1 rate, and be offered as a free service. In return, the banks that operate it would get detailed data on how people use it, as we've discussed before. That will indeed make people easier to track. See, it's not, for the convenience of the people. It's for the convenience of the rulers, the bankers, the ones that's actually regulating and dispensing the currency. Just like you had, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Rockefeller said, basically give me control over the currency, because he who controls the currency controls basically the rulership. Because when you control money, you control the people that have to handle and deal with the money. Scripture says in Proverbs that the borrower is servant unto the lender. And who are the ones that lend out all these cash? The banking systems, these private bankers and these institutions. So they all want to do all these things to make it easier to track the people. And it's going to be, physical insertions, So I'm going to keep going. Whether or not the consortium adopts a blockchain-based currency, though, remains to be seen. At the moment, one of the country's big financial institution, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, is testing MUFG coin, which is based on blockchain. The FT reports that some 1,600 of the company's employees already use it as a way to pay for business expenses. For example, there have been talks about whether MUFG coin might join the J coin initiative, but nothing has been decided yet. If it does, it would join a growing number of government-backed efforts around the world to explore blockchain-based currencies as the future. Excuse me. I'm looking into this blockchain technology, which I'm gonna read a little bit on it to back it up off of my phone. It says blockchain-based currencies as the future of their money systems. For an in-depth look at the trend, see our recent piece. Governments are testing their own cryptocurrencies. So you have these different elite devils that's basically getting together, creating secondary currency bases, known as cryptocurrencies. Crypto meaning hidden currencies, and basically secondary transactions, outside of the populace of the people, and they're doing certain things like it just said earlier for tracking purposes, which all these different things is heading face first and towards that RFID microchip. And I got a little bit under blockchain technology. It says the ideal of decentralization, by design, the blockchain is a decentralized technology. A global network of computers use blockchain technology to jointly manage the database that records Bitcoin transactions. That is, Bitcoin is managed by its net worth and not any one central authority. And that's basically Esau basically trying to, have his connections everywhere. Having one chain that joins onto the next, onto the next. And with that, the so-called paper currency, whether it's the yen, the Japanese dollar, or other currencies, they're hard to track. Who's basically using these different things, whether it's a pound, or any other coins or basically money system. So they want to take it and transition it to a digital currency where they're basically inserting the different people, inserting them, and through that you're gonna have their medical records, you're gonna have their financial records, their credit, they're gonna have their basically everything wrapped around in one. It's gonna be smart technology where everything is written in that database of that chip, and that's what everything is exciting towards. That's where the excitement is lying, and that's what these different bankers is trending. This is the new currency. This is what everybody is gearing towards. And you can't just jump up tomorrow and say, all right, everybody put a chip in them. Nah, everything is working, basically step by step, especially with these devils. These devils, they get together, they have their think tanks and their conglomerate meetings, their summits, and they basically discuss these different things. They enact policies, they look at what's trending, and they basically work step by step in order to get to their end goal, which in reference is chipping the masses. So this is Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, the radio frequency identification device, where they identify you through the insertion of the chip. And you see it all throughout these different movies and shows, and basically you have these different elites, like I said, Japanese bankers, the elites, bankers over there in Europe, these private bankers in these different countries, whether it's in Europe, everything is geared towards these devils, these elites ultimately, and who they basically have in their back pocket, such as Japan and these other countries, that they're getting hip with the technology. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of the name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 3 score and 6, which 3 scores, of course, 3 and 20, 20 times 3 is 6, 666. So that's basically going to be the numerical code that's embedded in that RFID chip, which they're going to plant in these different people, for tracking purposes, to keep monitoring, deep monetization. You already have all these different things, which I just read an article a little bit earlier where they have Tinder and these other websites that have all your data, laid out in those different social sites, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Tinder, all the pictures, and they basically have everything written or basically tracked, to a T, to the point where they know what type of woman you look for. They know the time that you usually get on this website, and from that time they could calculate what you're doing in your spare time through other things. But it's certain things they actually, slip with, because they don't have full access to everything. They have, your phone, which they could track certain things. They have, your laptops, your TV, certain things like that. But they want the full omnipotency. They want to be omnipotent like the Most High, where they could track you at all times, at all times throughout the day, all seasons, every time throughout the year. Because laptops can go dead. These different phones can go dead and different things like that. Which the cameras and different things of such are located. That's located on these laptops and things. They still stay on, but they want to keep that basically that tab on you, and that main tab they want that covers the financial and everything else is the chip. So like I just read, like I said, I just made a quick point just to give a quick update, because you got these Japanese banks and you got all these different people that's getting hip with this chip technology, and they're looking to put it in the masses. All right, so I want to end it by giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great